Good morning, everybody. Today is day 11 here in the Lone Star State with my cousin Christian. Today, we are going to visit two theaters here in Austin, Texas. One of them is the Bass Concert Hall at the University of Texas in Austin, where Prairie Home Companion filmed one of the events for Prairie Home Companion 2016 before Garrison went.
No, I guess your key card. They didn't say that.
Before Garrison Keillor retired. Then we're going to the Moody Theater to
Christian,
visit.
did you keep the key card?
No, I gave them both to the guy.
To visit the place where Austin City Limits is filmed on PBS. So, stay tuned.
Hear that old piano.
That old piano has been an old friend to millions of radio listeners for a long time. But next week, Garrison Keillor will step away from the microphone.
I'm going to get back to what I intended to do in the first place, which is to be a writer. It's Saturday and the band is playing. Honey, could we ask for more?
You didn't know that radio was your destiny?
Radio was never my destiny. It just happened. You get entangled in it. No, I'm a loner. You can tell that by the fact that I never make eye contact.
Well, it's been a quiet week in Lake Wobegon, my hometown, out on the edge of the prairie.
He calls a Prairie Home Companion a 42-year detour. A detour he took in 1974.
I went to Nashville to write about the Grand Ole Opry for the New Yorker. I really loved Nashville. It was so unbuttoned. All of these wonderful performers, Porter Wagner was there, Minnie Pearl, Roy Acuff, they were all children of the Depression. And they felt so lucky to have whatever they had. It was really a happy place. So I got seduced by that into trying to start my own show.
Well, look who's coming through that door. I think we met somewhere before. Hello.
The Midwest that I talk about is the Midwest of my childhood, and that is receding in the rearview mirror at high speed.
The urge to be number one is not a great urge. Number two can be nice. Number three can be even better.
He grew up in Anoka, Minnesota, one of 6 in a fundamentalist family.
We had a big radio. It was a zenith. We resisted television because my people associated television with Hollywood, and then we were talking about adultery and all of that. But we loved radio. You would lie on the floor and you could feel the bass come up through your diaphragm. I have never believed any movie I've ever been to in the way that I believed radio when I was a kid. I have never suspended my disbelief in the same way as that strange amphibious creature breathing this phlegmy breath as Timmy was whimpering and clutching onto his grandpa, with only a screen door between them and sure death, after this word from Ipana toothpaste.
Last portion of our show brought to you as well by the Fearmonger Shop, serving all your phobia needs since 1954.
Keillor may owe his gentle gift for story to his belief that he's on the autism spectrum. Undiagnosed as a child, he was allowed to be himself, a little apart, noticing, listening.
If you weren't high-functioning autistic, you would have not had the blessings that your childhood gave you, that you are still investing even now as a 73-year-old man.
It takes you a long time to appreciate these strokes of astonishing good luck. I wanted to play football, and you had to, of course, go and get a physical. And I went down to Dr. Mork's clinic, and he put his stethoscope up to my chest, and he heard this little click, which turned out to be a mitral valve prolapse. So instead of playing football, I wrote about football. No better thing for a kid to write about actual things that are happening before your eyes. What a beautiful thing. I mean, I was very, very lucky.
And lucky for us, a speech teacher taught a shy boy how to face his fear of people.
If you take off your glasses, you can't see them, and they won't look like people anymore. She said they'll look like flowers on a hillside. And she was right. And when you learn that you don't have to be afraid of people you can't see, you've taken a step towards broadcasting, you see.
Hope you're enjoying the show. Reminding you that coming up later on many of these stations, stay tuned for Iniquity on the Tundra.
And now, Keeler is stepping away from broadcasting and eagerly anticipating a life of writing, a memoir and a screenplay, and traveling, or simply strolling down his tree-lined street in St. Paul.
What is your favorite joke?
My favorite joke? A man is walking by an insane asylum, and he hears the inmates shouting 21, 21, and they sound so happy. And he walks up and he looks through a hole in the fence, and they poke him in the eye with a sharp stick and yell 22, 22. That's the greatest joke. I think I have a future in stand-up comedy, believe it or not. I really started to hit my stride about 3 weeks ago. I did 4 shows in 4 nights. It was a Lutheran town. Everybody was Lutheran. Even the atheists were Lutheran. It was a Lutheran God they did not believe in. In the course of that 2 hours, there were about 40 minutes of helpless, convulsive laughter, during which people were embarrassed because there was stuff coming out of their noses. This is what I aspire to.
Was this before or after the seizure?
No joke. Last month, Keeler suffered a nocturnal brain seizure.
What happened to you?
Luckily, it happens when you are asleep, so you're there on a mattress and you're thrashing. And this dear woman who married you for other reasons than this calls 911. And the neurologist gives you an IV with this anticonvulsant, and you wake up and you joke around with the people in the ER.
And 48 hours later, he'd written and performed 2 new shows. This coming Saturday's broadcast from the Hollywood Bowl will be his last.
Mr. Chris Thiele is here from...
But the show goes on.
This was not the result of a beauty contest. This was my choice.
Garrison Keeler's hand-picked successor is 35-year-old Chris Thiele.
He'll do more of a music show because he has talent, which I don't have. Oh, it lasted 40-something years, and why it didn't end, I'll never know.
But we'll miss that voice.
I was in my office in the Acme Building, St. Paul.
And all the others.
Time now for the lives of the cowboys.
You just take a piece of paper and you put it in the corner of your cheek, and you become Lefty.
Hey, Lefty, where are you going?
Where am I going? I'm going to the same place I've always been, just down the road and around the corner. See what's standing there.
Will we see you again?
Hope I see you again, sweetheart.
That's the news from Lake Wobegon, Minnesota.
Where all the women are strong, all the men are good looking,
And all the children are above average.
But October 17, 2024 will mark 50 years to the day when Willie Nelson stepped on stage to record the original pilot episode of Austin City Limits. A lot has happened since then, but one thing has remained the same: ACL's dedication to capturing iconic performances by artists at the top of their game and sharing them with millions of music fans all over the world. And over the years, we've evolved beyond just a television series to become one of the most loved and respected music institutions in Austin and beyond. Austin PBS will kick off the festivities in 2024 with some amazing Season 50 tapings, star-studded events, including a national PBS primetime special, live streams, exclusive merchandise collaborations, and so much more than that. We have even built a traveling stage and an interactive ACL experience to take on the road, so we can bring the Austin City Limits experience to you. Capping it all off will be a big birthday party to say thank you to our fans, the artists, and the community for making Austin City Limits the longest running and best music series in television history. So get ready to celebrate 50 years of Austin City Limits. See you in 2024.
Well, we just made it back to Spring, Texas alive because we just pretty much went through a couple thunderstorms. Hurricane Beryl's supposed to be barreling towards the Texas coast on Monday. And yes, this is my first hurricane I'm ever going to witness here in the Lone Star State. So I'm going to probably hunker down with my Aunt Tammy, Uncle Chris, and Christian and get ready for Hurricane Beryl. So yeah, this is going to be a once-in-a-lifetime experience for me. I have never, ever seen a hurricane before, and this is going to be really cool. So yeah, I'm going to take a little bubble bath later on tonight in Aunt Tammy's jacuzzi tub, and I'm going to watch Rudolph with her and have some popcorn and Dr. Pepper, and I'll get to sleep. So yeah, so stay tuned.